It's fine. It's fine. Let me stream Discord. Okay, here is Discord. Let me give you the link. Here is the link for you. Let me take the link to our room and give it to YouTube.
Oh, I can check the sound quality on your stream actually.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, listen to your own quality and mine. I think you'll.
I actually can't hear myself. Oh,
There's,
never mind. It was just
there's just a little bit of an echo in your room.
uh yeah, there was just a delay. I can hear it now. It's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
So the question is, when do you stop forgiving? When do you stop forgiving religious people for lying about their claim that they believe there is a God? You know they're wrong. You know they're wrong. At what point do you call it a lie? At what point do you call their claim that there is a God a lie? I mean, there has to be a point that you admit these people are liars. They're not being truthful. All religion.
Right. So can we agree on a definition of a lie? I propose this where a lie is something told, something untrue told with the knowledge that it is untrue. Can we agree on that?
Almost. Almost. I think you also need a reason. It needs to be for malicious. You need to have personal gain when you lie. Like every crime, if you don't have you need intent to commit a crime in order for it to be a crime, and you need a motivation. You need to have some gain from performing the crime. Otherwise, it's not a crime. I think these are necessarily in the definition.
Not sure I agree with that addition.
So the question when someone
So,
yeah, go ahead.
no, no, let me ask a clarifying question. Can one lie achieve a good goal?
No, you're broken up. I couldn't understand that. What?
Let me try it like this. Can one lie to achieve a good goal?
Good for themselves? Of course, that's the
Or
definition.
just good in general?
No, there's no good in general. There's no such thing as good in general. It's something can if it's good if it benefits X, it must not benefit Y. It must harm Y
Not necessarily.
necessarily. Like, give me an example that's something that is absolutely good, and I'll find you for someone for whom it's necessarily bad.
A person drops his wallet. I pick it up and give it to the person.
Okay, so that's good for whom?
For the person,
Yeah, but you
it's a
wasted.
good act, which, no, it is a good act, which is not beneficial for me.
Imagine. Okay, that's one person. Now imagine a billion people drop their wallets. Now you're gonna have to do this for the rest of the world, and you're never gonna fix.
No, did you
What?
you made an like absolute universal claim. that it's impossible
Yeah, I'm
for
showing.
a
I'm
for
demonstrate.
a
I'm
for
demonstrating. Yeah, go ahead.
you said something like uh,
Wait,
a benefit for one is necessarily
a detriment for
something
the
bad for
other.
the other,
A benefit for
detriment
one
for
is
the other. Well, I
necessarily
gave you a, yeah, I got it. A benefit for one is necessarily a detriment for the other. I give you an example in which it isn't. And now you are shifting the goalpost by changing the scale.
no, no. Let me finish. Let me finish the proof. You cut me off in the middle of the proof. So I said, imagine now instead of one, it's a billion people drop their wallets. So now, if you try and return the wallet to a billion people, if you really try, it's gonna you can see how it hurts, how it's detrimental for you. Now you see the right. You see that you're going to be doing this from morning until night, day after day, for years and decades, and your life is going to be wasted helping other people get their wallets back, and your life is wasted. So you see that for you it's a detriment. Now you're going to argue, yeah, but that's with a billion people. That's not true for one.
I can I
Yeah,
can I interrupt you?
sure.
Uh, your original claim is not what you're talking about right now. Your original claim is that it's never possible. I
Yeah.
give you an example of it being possible,
Hmm.
and now you're adding uh, additional subclaims to your original claim.
I didn't
So
finish.
I propose instead,
Hmm.
I also didn't finish.
Hmm.
So I propose instead that uh, for the future, you need to modify your original claim
Hmm.
so that you don't have to change the scale to post factum,
Hmm.
give your argument better strength.
But I didn't finish. I didn't finish the proof. I didn't finish the demonstration. So,
I get the gist, I think.
what's the
If
gist? What do you
a
mean the gist?
billion people drop their what?
It's not. It's not a gist. It's a
If
mathematical
a,
proof. I'm proving to you mathematically that I'm correct and you're wrong. It's a mathematical
I
proof.
think I understand.
What do you mean you
I think
think?
I understand your point.
What do you mean my point?
I think
It's a mathematical proof.
if a billion people drop their wallets, it will destroy my life to return all of them. Yeah, I think I get that.
Hmm. That's half the proof. Now finished? You don't let me finish the proof twice. So do you know the finishing touches to the proof?
Please continue.
Okay. So with a billion people, you agree that it's very detrimental to your life. So now let's go to one person, one wallet. So it's not as detrimental as a billion, but it's a billionth detrimental, but it is detrimental. If we now, so you're going to say, no, but if I return the wallet, the person is going to thank me and he's going to be my friend now, and now we're friends. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's, I mean, if we just concentrate on returning the wallet, so just the pure returning of the wallet, then we agree that it's purely detrimental. If I get no benefit from just returning the wallet. You could say if two people talk to each other, it's benefiting both. Like anytime two people, like two is better than one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you could say, but what about the rest of the universe? What do you mean? Like if like you have to look at everything. Like if the wallet, for example, if the wallet would not have been returned, then you could have kept it. So, it's good for you, it's bad for him. If the wallet would have been left on the floor, well, maybe somebody else would have picked it up. So it's good for that person, it's bad for both of you. If the wallet would have been left on the floor and no one would have found it, so that, let's say there is money inside, so you're causing just a little bit of deflation in the economy. So you're hurting you and your friend because you don't get the money, but the rest of the planet gets just a little bit of deflation. So their money now is worth more. So they're gaining from both of you. And you can continue this analysis. I think it's difficult. I don't think it's possible. I think it's always possible to show that there is no pure good without some pure bad. So any example you would give me of a pure good, as hard as you will try, I believe I will always be able to find the counter. So as long as you cannot demonstrate a single case of pure good, so I would I don't know if I could continue. We would need to actually have a better proof. But for now, let's say we don't know. As far as I can tell, it's not clear that you can ever have a pure good until we find the example. So we cannot claim that there is a pure good. We don't know if there is or there isn't a pure good. We couldn't find one. So I've never been able to find a pure good.
All right. Uh, you win this one. Now let us move on from this tangent and return to lies and religious people.
Okay.
So your claim is that all religious people are lying about being religious?
About believing in a God. If on the condition, I'm not saying this is
All
no, I'm not saying this is true for anyone. I'm saying if you have a conversation and they tell you I believe in God, okay, and you ask them, well, do you have any proof that God exists? They say no. Okay, then why do you believe in God? Well, I believe in God, but you have no evidence. Yeah, it's my religion. What do you mean? You have no, and you have this strange conversation. Strange, not strange. I mean, you have a conversation where if they would claim anything else, you would say you're lying. If they would claim, I have $100 or I have $1 billion. Okay, what's your evidence?
right,
Yeah,
if I may interrupt, please. I'm going
sure.
to ask you a series of questions which will help me and which will help me clarify your position. So
Hmm.
just answer these uh, in yes or no, if you can. If you can't, clarify.
Hmm.
Uh, you believe that every single person who claims that they believe in God do not actually believe in God.
After after you have a conversation, after you have a clarifying conversation. In the beginning, they heard everybody say that God exists, so they repeat this nonsense. But then you have a conversation and you clarify and clarify and clarify. At one point, you have to say, okay, you are part of this conspiracy to spread a lie. And I can tell, I see why you do this. You do this for malicious reasons for everyone else. This is benefiting you, it's benefiting your group, it's harming, on average, the universe. But you and your group, it's benefiting. That's why you're doing it. And maybe they'll even admit it, but they're not going to stop spreading the lie that they believe there is a God. So, So, okay, you have to conclude they are lying. They are evil, as evil
I
goes.
see. So ultimately, your answer is yes,
Guess
correct?
what? After you clarify, after cross examination, like before cross, you don't know. Maybe they have evidence there is a God. Who knows? You never know. I don't. I'm an atheist. As far as I know, there is no God. But I'm open minded. Who knows?
Let
Maybe.
me ask a follow-up question.
Hmm.
You believe that all the people who claim that they believe in God are a part of a giant conspiracy as opposed to just being wrong, correct?
I wouldn't say giant's conspiracy as opposed to being wrong. After you
But you did
clarify,
say that they are all lying. You
no,
did say they are all lying.
after you clarify, after you cross examine them at length, you give them in the beginning, you give them the benefit of the doubt, but then you cross examine. After a thorough cross examination, at one point you have to, say you have to give up and say, all right, my conclusion is the person is lying, is a liar, is a terrible, evil, conspiracy spreading liar looking for their in group benefit at the cost of the suffering of the rest of the universe.
All right, so let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You are claiming that all people who claim that they do believe in God are lying about it, but yet
After a
they
cross
are
examination.
right. But let me finish my question.
Sure.
Uh, you claim that they are all lying, but they are not a part of a conspiracy.
What do you mean they're not? I claim they are. If it's
Oh, okay. So
if it's one person,
pretty much,
then it's a simple lie. But since it's a huge conspiracy of billions of people, at one point, I'm getting a little bit tired of this conspiracy, so I call it as it is, a conspiracy. All the
that's
religious
fascinating.
what?
Fascinating.
Yeah. And I'm tired of this conspiracy being, these people have conspired to spread a lie and they're very successful at it at the detriment of humanity for many years, and it looks like it's not going to stop ever. So I'm tired of it.
So why do you think they're doing it?
I told you it's in group preference. It's for their benefit. A person who's part of this cult, of this conspiracy, if they leave the religion, they're going to be threatened. The cult, the group usually doesn't like it when members leave the group. In every group, you have this problem, so they're afraid to leave. So it's for their benefit, and they're trying to get people to join the group because it's for their benefit, and they're trying to virtue signal because it's to their benefit. Everything is to their benefit. It's not.
I have a curious question to ask you, actually. You are saying that it is dangerous for quote unquote rec excuse me excuse me. You are saying that it's dangerous for the rank and file believers in God or religious people in general to
What's dangerous?
show
To
dissent.
leave?
And
What's dangerous? To leave to leave a religion?
maybe not even merely to leave, maybe not even only to leave, but merely show dissent about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. So there are people who are enforcing that, right?
No,
Enforcing compliance within a group.
it's usually not people. It's usually the it's an emergent property because of game theory. It's an emergent property of every group to protect itself. Every group is a Darwinistic creature, and once it comes into existence, the laws of Darwinism start uh, playing a role, and these groups defend their own existence, just like every creature defends its own existence. Because if it did not defend its own existence, it wouldn't exist in the first place. So
Wait, so
religion.
I
Mhm.
so are you saying that it is not actually a conspiracy by humans in general, as in all humans, or even sub factions within mankind, but rather some sinister, like horrifying force of nature, like a mimetic virus that is controlling us?
This is mathematics. This is game theory. This is the nature of the fabric of reality. It's worse than everything you said. This is why we're doomed. This is why all intelligent life is doomed. This goes all the way
Uh,
to this. Yeah, Jack?
what are you talking about? What's dooming? What's
Jack,
dooming the intelligent
Jack,
life?
you have no idea what we're cooking here.
I want to, if you guys would allow it.
There will be a recording.
They're
A recording?
recording, but
Yeah,
this is an old proposition that I've had. I can give you the proposition. Hold on one second.
we're this is like Lovecraftian horror shit.
It's much worse. Here,
There.
here is my proposition. You can read it in my proposition page. Yeah, I have many videos. I have many videos that have explained this theory. Yeah, it's we're doomed. It's not that we're doomed. In all possible universes, all intelligence life is mathematically doomed. And this is why
Mm.
we don't see aliens. This is the mathematical explanation to Fermi's paradox. Why the great silence? Why there's no aliens here? Why are we here and aliens are not here? It's because
Mm.
aliens have doomed themselves because reality dooms every intelligent emergence.
But but if you look at the structures of these old civilizations like India, I would say India has been flourishing for thousands of years. Our GDP per capita was the
Mhm.
highest. So we didn't go into starvation and
Okay,
poverty.
okay, Jack, can you just let us to speak for a while, please?
Yeah, I never stopped you guys. I never stopped you guys.
Yeah, all right, thank you, because we are cooking here. I am very curious about your theory, Mr. Slave.
Thank you.
So, uh, far as I understand, not exactly any human or alien person or even a faction is at fault, but this is uh, just the reality of nature fucking us.
It's the nature of the fabric of reality. It's
So,
mathematics.
can you right? So, can you talk about the mechanisms of it in more detail?
Sure. It makes right. So you could say it's game theory. You can derive this many ways mathematically. So
I'm interested in specifics.
excuse me.
I'm interested in the specifics.
Sure. I'm saying we can derive this mathematically many ways. Let's use one of my favorites. So we can assume rationality. So if we assume rationality, we assume all creatures that are Darwinistic. They survived because they are rational. Rational just means they're egoistic. They're interested in self-preservation. So if we assume rationality, meaning egoism, meaning self-preservation, meaning Darwinism, so that's our assumption. It's a very strong assumption. It's not like I'm asking you to assume something bizarre. This is it's a straightforward assumption. So so once you assume rationality, so rationality leads, for example, to virtue signaling. Rationality leads to in-group preference. Rationality leads you to lie. If it's rational to lie, you will lie. If you are rational, you're not truthful. You don't care about the truth. If the truth benefits you, then you're truthful. But if the truth is not beneficial, it's detrimental, then you'll ignore the truth. If a lie benefits you, then you will absorb it. If a lie is to your detriment, then you will you're not gonna like it. But so for example, why does religion spread? Why is there religion? Everybody who's given it half a thought, you know, God doesn't exist. There's no evidence for God. God doesn't make any sense. God is an unscientific theory. And a disembodied God, necessarily, by definition, is unscientific. Unscientific just means there's no evidence. There, or in this case, there cannot be evidence. So there cannot be a God. But billions of people keep lying about this. So why do they do this? Well, it's because for some reason it's to their benefit. For example, it's very convenient for a leader. You ask them, okay, so why are you the leader? Oh, because God appointed me. And here is the chief priest. The priest testifies, yeah. God appointed the king. And the priest anoints the king, and the king pays the priest, and there is a cabal. And this is a standard government construct. The, 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 the
If
church,
I may interrupt you for a
of
second,
course, of course.
the end point of your argumentation here is the explanation of the Fermi paradox.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping you need to explain how the civilizations are being extinguished.
So because it the oh, that's good. You're asking a good question. Wait 1 second. Does this explain Fermi's paradox?
I mean, you claim that it does.
Let me think about it. So in the long run, you see, the the proof is in the long run. As Jack said, he said, "Well, what do you mean? Our economy is booming, so the future looks bright." Yeah, but that's just a fluctuation on the trend. The question is, what is the trend? What does mathematics predict? So
Sure.
so so
What does
if
it
we
signify?
so if so for example, let's take from game theory the prisoner's dilemma. So the prisoner's dilemma is derived from egoism. So each prisoner is egoistic. So that's why they betray each other. So the police go to each of the right. There's two prisoners. The police accuse.
Well, you don't need to tell me. I know the mechanism there.
Okay, so now it's just 2 seconds. So the police accuse both you. You stole. We have no evidence. The police tell each one of the prisoners, you betray the other. You go free. So each of the prisoners has an incentive, a mathematical incentive to betray the other. So so each of us in society, we have a reason to betray each other. So in the long run, society will be torn apart. We will betray each other. And so society is frail. Society is weak. So it's easy for for a dictatorship to take over. Every society, the fabric of society is such that in the long run, it must end up as a North Korea type dictatorship because it's always very easy to cause people to betray each other mathematically. This is not because of the nature of men. This is because the nature of the fabric of reality. This has to do with mathematics, with the rationality assumption, with Darwinism. So it's very easy to cause people to betray each other. So the dictatorship, very easily, relatively, can manipulate society.
All right, I get that.
Hmm.
We get dictatorships.
Hmm.
Now let's move on to the steps from this
Hmm.
to the explanation of the Fermi paradox.
Right. So we must end up just like North Korea. Every civilization in every universe must end up as planets where the population is trapped in North Korea type countries, dictatorships, ruthless dictatorships, much worse than North Korea. North Korea is a paradise compared to other planets, other civilization, the way they are right now. So why must this happen? This must happen mathematically. Why must it happen? The reason is, so why did North Korea become North Korea? Why did
Excuse me, if I may, and
yeah,
if I may interrupt you for a second.
of course.
I accept. Yeah, I accept that we are at a point that every planet, every sentient species ends up as North Korea. What I'm asking for is the explanation for how that leads to the explanation of the Fermi paradox.
So
Why do we not get North Korea expanding in the cosmos?
the question is, why do we not get North Korea expanding on the planet? Why why is North
Not only on the planet but beyond it too.
right beyond the borders? Why are North Korean borders so tight and they're getting tighter and tighter by the day? So if you have, you agree that if you the trend of North Korea is certainly not to take over the universe. It's not even to take over the planet. It's perfect
Well, North Korea is. Uh, you might want to pick another example because North Korea is a very particular example. North Korea couldn't expand if it tried because it has many opponents which it cannot overpower.
Okay, fine. I
The
mean,
example the example in your grand narrative is that every planet becomes North Korea
no,
and it has no one to oppose it.
no, no. It's not that every planet becomes North Korea. Every planet becomes a bunch of North Korea type countries. You're not. You're
Also,
probably.
1984, we just have North Koreans in one planet fighting each other into
It's very
onto
similar.
death.
Yes, it's. I think it's going to be very similar to 1984. I just don't think it's going to be one big or a few big North Koreas. I think it's going to be many small. My intuition, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a few small, a few big, but they're going to be. They're not going to bother each other.
Uh,
But let me.
ah,
But let me explain.
so they're just gonna. Okay, so let me get this straight.
Yes.
Uh, every planet eventually becomes a bunch of North Koreas, and they are all isolationists, and they do not intend to conquer each other, so they just wither away at their planets.
They don't wither away. They're stagnant. You see, North Korea, it hasn't changed almost at all. And it's not, as time passes, it's going to change slower and slower until it completely stops changing. There's no.
So,
Hmm.
okay, so let me
Mm.
get this straight.
Hmm.
Uh, the universe is populated by the planets of North Koreas, which are just uninterested in expanding, right?
It's worse than that. It's not that North Korea is not interested in expanding. North Korea does everything in its power. The entire GDP of North Korea is to stop any expansion. They don't let the people move out of the borders. They're super tight. They're not going to let anyone leave the planet. If you leave the planet, then they'll destroy you. They'll kill you in the process of leaving the planet. They're going to chase you down. If any alien leaves his alien planet, he's not going to make it. Maybe once in a blue moon, you have in the beginning, some aliens will be able to escape their planets. So in the universe, you might expect to find very few aliens in starships and spaceships, super quiet, hiding away, hiding from their own alien planet, home planet, and from other aliens because they know that the only explanation for Fermi's paradox is what I'm explaining to you, and they know how dangerous the universe is. So the universe is full of planets, full of aliens, full of North Korea type dictatorships, and many spaceships of runaway aliens, super quiet, either hiding away or running away, but they're never going to respond to you. They're never going to send a signal. And they're going to never turn on their engines because you'll see them and you'll be able to trace them. So the universe is all the universe, not just our universe, all the universes in the long run are dead, dead silent.
All right, now I have to
But
ask, why would not North Koreans try to first conquer their conquer their planet and second expand out of their planet? Why wouldn't they do that?
So the,
Why do they not want to do that?
so the question is, what is the interest of the dictator? What is the interest of Kim Jong Il or Un, whatever, whoever is in control of North Korea, what's his interest? Why would he want to expand, or why would he want to expand out into the universe? So the answer is he is in a Darwinistic struggle with his people. He knows that he is in danger. He knows how dangerous democracy is. He knows how dangerous the mob is. He knows how dangerous the people are. He has to spend his entire GDP to brainwash them, to keep them quiet, to keep them silent, to keep them gaslit, to keep them in extreme propaganda, to to comp- to starve them, to make sure they're always sick and full of disease, so they're always bothered just with survival, just so that they don't even think about bothering him or threatening him. And this is because he feels threatened by them. So, and that is what motivates him to suppress them.
If I think I'm getting what you're saying, but I'm gonna try to translate it into the language of my own brain.
Sure.
Uh, I'm fairly certain what you are saying is they are trying to prevent expansion because expansion is going to loosen their control and bring too much instability. Uh, to speak more specifically and clearly, the offshoots that the distant planets could gain independence and thus gain their own regimes, which could be competitors to the original regime in the future. Something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. That is actually why did China, everybody asks, right? China discovered America. When China was an empire
Did it?
1,000 years ago, so the emperor, he said, "Oh, you discovered America. That's good," and he destroyed the fleet. That's what I heard. He's so his, I believe his calculus was that he said, if I let them, right, that's exactly what happened to England. So England said, okay, let England was free and let it it let its population be free and create colonies and was happy with the colonies. But guess what? The colonies declared independence. And then the colonies, in England's case, the colonies didn't declare war on England, and the US didn't go and conquer England, but it might as well have, especially right after World War II. The United States could have conquered the planet. The fact that the US didn't conquer the planet using the atomic bomb, that's a miracle that the US didn't conquer the planet. But so England, the British crown, they took a chance when they gave their population independence, especially to create colonies. So the Chinese emperor, he saw this potential and he said, "No way, I'm not interested. That does not benefit me. That's too dangerous for me." So he destroyed the fleet, and that's why China. And then China regressed and ultimately became so poor. Ultimately. But so so North Korea, he's very poor, but he doesn't care because he is personally wealthy. So why does he care that North Korea is so poor? It doesn't bother him. He has nuclear
Hmm.
weapons. I don't even think he needs nuclear weapons. You see, very similarly, the Hamas is holding hostages even without nuclear weapons. And you cannot dislodge the Hamas from Gaza. It's very difficult, especially.
Wanna okay. I appreciate everything that you said. I understand, I think, all of it too. And this is the funny thing. The funny thing is, okay, no offense from now on. I do think you are completely insane. However, uh, The more I deciphered what you are trying to say, the more I recognized some of my own more esoteric thoughts about the possible teleology of this universe. I even made up like some fantasy world, sci-fi world to be more precise, about the exact concept which you are trying to provide. That is being the teleology of this world and how various factions would try to go about addressing it.
I don't understand. I mean, I gave you everything I said is mathematical. I didn't make any claim that is not mathematical. So why are you saying, or why do you use the
Yeah,
word insane? I said nothing more than 1 + 1 = 2, and you're saying that's insane. Why would you say that?
well, I, to start, I didn't hear any mathematical formulas.
I started with an assumption. The rationality assumption is a branch of mathematics. I mean, it's rationality theory.
Well, I don't want to go into an argument about that with you. I like you too much.
No, I mean, if you say insane, so you must have a counter argument, a counter proposition. Yeah, you might have questions on my theory, something.
Now let's just settle on me thinking that you are insane and you thinking that I am insane. I am completely satisfied with that.
I'm not saying you're insane. I'm just curious if you have nothing to counter my exegesis, my presentation, my proposition, my explanation, my proof. So if you have nothing, then you accept it. And if you claim you don't accept it, then you're lying because you have nothing to oppose it with. You cannot oppose without proof. That's not opposing, that's lying.
I'm lying then. I'm lying.
Why are you lying?
Okay, now that we got, I'm, I don't know, I'm Satan.
No, 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 I mean, maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe you need to think about it.
Yes, that I do definitely.
That's fine. I mean,
What?
So, so
No,
even
no,
if
Jack, we're still cooking.
no, no, no,
Okay,
rehack. I mean, why don't you give Jack a chance to say something? I mean, it's fine. We can have. I mean, we can open it up a little bit, and let's.
I have a proposition for you.
But that's fine.
no,
My
but I'll go first. You will go
Yeah,
next.
rehack. Give Jack just a minute to speak, so that it's not fair. He's here. He's listening. It wouldn't be fair, and I'm curious to hear what he says too. Go ahead,
But
Jack.
he is Indian though.
What?
He is Indian though.
And so why would that matter?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Even if I'm Indian, why would that matter?
I think Rehak is
Right?
joking.
Why would it?
For the same reason he calls me insane. It's a joke. Go ahead, Jack.
Where are you from, Rehak?
It doesn't
Are you
matter.
from a war-torn country?
It doesn't matter, Jack. He's joking. You know he's joking. Go ahead.
No, it does matter to a certain extent, but
Yeah,
whatever.
it's okay.
I'm from
So
Russia.
He's Russian, so
I'm from
everything's
Russia,
your
Jack.
neighbors. You have a common border or something. Who knows?
okay,
No, we
so
don't.
So
Are you American?
you have a common time zone. You can probably walk across.
yeah, we have common interests, we have common timing.
There you go.
Russia has all. Russia has like half of the time. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
Russia. Everyone is cool. Let's hear you, Jack. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
So North Korea has like their you know they have stuff outside from their own country. For example, what you can see is they would have North Korean restaurants where North Koreans would go and perform dances, or they would serve in the restaurants. because North Korea needs wealth of outside nations. It needs a presence in outside nation. It has, it has its interests with having some connection with the outside world. It is not like it has not just cut itself out with anything that is outside.
No, I don't understand.
So
You,
even
let me understand this. You're claiming that North
yeah,
Korea has North Korean restaurants in other countries? Like where?
yeah,
Like which? Show me.
yeah, you did not know that?
No, I didn't know that. I know there's South Korean restaurants in the United States. There's many Korean restaurants, but that's because there's many Koreans. I don't think non-Koreans go eat in Korean restaurants. They're usually not called South Korean. They're just called Koreans, like Korean food. Like in America, we don't say South Korean. We just say Korean.
So
So, oh, you mean Korean when you say North?
Pyongyang.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, this is a Reddit. This is a Reddit post about non North Korean restaurants. So
I don't see it. Paste your post in the side chat.
uh, just type North Korean restaurant, like North Korean restaurants, and in our okay, I'll post it. Wait.
Yeah. But what's your point? Are you saying
Bro, I'm
That it
getting
has that civilizations like that have not cut themselves out completely from the rest of the world. They
North
are still in
Korea?
contact, and
brother,
they
I'm
still have
getting like
interests.
I'm getting brain tumors listening to that guy.
Jack, what are you talking about? Jack, you make no sense. Honestly, I understand Rehak.
Whatever you said,
Mhm.
you said that civilizations like this would cut themselves out completely with other planets, right? And other civilizations.
Can we skip that guy? And I have actually a
No,
topic.
no, you
Wait,
cannot skip me.
okay, so let's have.
Shut
Okay,
up.
one
Just shut
second.
up and stay quiet.
Jack, one second. Okay, Jack, can you ask Rehak? Because Rehak is getting bored and I'm confused. So Jack, why don't you question Rehak about my theory? Let's see if Rehak understands my theory.
He,
You question him.
he is not going to say
Oh,
anything.
that's actually not a bad idea.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That
But
was
Jack,
this will at least be entertaining.
yes, at least have some fun. Yeah. Because
So I have understood that what you are saying is that civilizations like this cut themselves out from other civilizations completely. Especially they wouldn't let their citizens to leave and go to a different civilization or planet, right?
Not quite.
So what is it
Okay.
then?
I'm gonna ask you a question, and this is for once not any assault on your supposed intelligence. Do you know the word teleology?
What?
The word teleology. Do you know it?
Uh, can you spell it out?
teleology. Yeah. eh, Discord people love using this word. I don't know what it means. Like this, it's this.
The study of the sun?
Wait, you
No,
don't?
it's the study of a story. It's the story.
Not quite. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna avoid it. Okay, so
Oh,
Mr. Slave's grand claim is first, yeah, it can be very simply summarized in broad strokes as
okay.
uh, every single sentient species uh, on every planet will dissolve into isolationist North Korea type regimes who are not interested in any expansion as it will undermine their domestic power. And this explains the Fermi paradox. And this is our future too. This is his claim.
Yeah, but he also said that any person who tries to leave that civilization would be hunted down, right?
They will be attempted to be hunted down by the regime, yes.
Why?
Yeah, but
Why?
but
What's the mathematical?
the people
Wait, what's the math?
in
Give
North
me. Wait,
Korea.
wait. Let me just make sure you both understand.
Mhm.
Why does the North Korea type alien civilization need mathematically to hunt down the runaway alien spaceship?
The explanation for that is given in my account of what your claim is, because it will undermine, potentially even, their power, as
How?
it will give the possibility of foreign, well, quote unquote, offshoot counter regimes
Exactly.
arising.
Correct. Exactly. Perfect. Jack, do you understand?
Uh, what did he mean exactly?
Reha, can you explain?
Uh,
I didn't understood him.
That's fine.
Mr. Say, did you know that there is like a mute option?
No, it's good, Reha. Come on, I'm recording this. This is for the rest of the world forever. It's good that people ask questions and we explain. It's good. Look, Reha, not everyone has thought about this as much as you and I. So for many people, it's like completely bizarre, and they have questions. It's good. It's your chance to explain it. Why not?
Yeah, but he is Indian though.
Indians are smart.
Uh,
Give him a chance. He's not familiar.
hey, hey,
He's not
hey,
familiar.
well, you remember?
Go ahead.
Remember that I said that I had like a sci-fi setting about the exact concept which you propose. Don't you
Yes.
want to hear it? Isn't that interesting?
I d- I'd rather not. I'd rather have Jack question you and you explain things to him. And I want to make sure that you understood it, Jack understands it, that it's recorded, the question answer is recorded. Uh, if you don't mind, we
Yeah,
it's
I
because
yeah,
don't.
that would be interesting.
I'm trying to spread my philosophy. I think I don't believe humanity has a chance, obviously, but if
Well,
any,
in my humble opinion, I if we just limit this particular video of yours to just me and you talking, this will serve the cause better.
but you see that an average person, not even average, a smart person who stumbles by this video probably is not going to understand the impact of the theory. They're going to say, "Oh, nice story, bro." They're not going to say, "Wow, that's a bulletproof mathematical proof that we are doomed and we are hopeless. So there's no point in trying to save humanity. So all the energy I must focus on myself to enjoy whatever life I have left to live and help my loved ones. In the long run, it's hopeless. So this is very so I'm not saying that obviously I'm saying we're hopeless, but at least whoever listens to this has the hope, a little bit of hope of enjoying a little bit of what they have left without wasting their energy on the futile attempt to save humanity or to save the universe.
So can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Country of origin, you American?
Origin, no, but I am an American.
Uh-huh. All right.
Jack, do you want to ask questions?
Yeah, so the if you are equating North Korea as these future civilizations, if you're comparing them, then North Korea has money laundering businesses in different countries that we definitely know about. So it is taking advantage of the civilizations that is outside, you know. So if you are really equating it, then these civilizations would also have bases in on other planets or in other civilizations to take advantage of them, or to take something from them, like weapons or something.
The answer to that is very simple. They never go outside their planet, according to Mr. Slave's theory.
I mean,
So they are not completely like North Korea.
look at what happened to
They,
England because it allowed for the creation of colonies. It created the United States that could, after World War II or even before World War II, the US could have gone back to England and conquered it. That's not the benefit of England. That's not the benefit of the King of England. So the King of England created colonies. He benefited from them a little bit because they paid taxes, but in the long run, these colonies became independent, including India. Even India, imagine India would have grown into something like the US. So now there's England, little
It will indeed.
what?
It will. Its GDP right now is growing the fastest in the world.
It doesn't matter
So
if
it
it
is growing.
it doesn't matter. It's not the point. The point is imagine India becoming like the US and other countries, Australia, and there's England created many colonies, each of which, or all of them combined, endanger theoretically could have endangered England. It happens to be that they're all friends with England and they basically never fundamentally threatened the existence of England or the existence of the crown, but they could have. Imagine a type of Hitler taking over the US and going back to conquer England. It could happen. So why would the King of
yeah,
England, why would he have created colonies in the first place? It doesn't make any sense. It didn't benefit him in the long run. In the long run, it's mathematically endangering his existence. So that is the
But
philosophy of
I
North.
have a question to that.
Go ahead.
That mathematically, given about infinite time,
Yes.
if there is a continent like America somewhere out there,
Yes.
then it will just going to happen. This is fucking eventual. That some people would go out there and take control of that, and they would make a civilization that would eventually grow stronger than civilizations prior to it, and they might attack other civilizations because they just have more resources and everything. So if you take probability, then it is just eventual to happen. It will happen
Yes.
eventually anyways. So
Yes.
no one can stop it.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true too. So um that's the reason the North Korea dictatorship is basically holding the North Korean people as hostages. So North Korea doesn't have an interest in creating a colony. That's too dangerous. But just in case somebody threatens North Korea government and wants to help the Korean people, so North Korea is holding them hostage. So you cannot, even before North Korea had nuclear weapons, you couldn't really go into North Korea without endangering killing millions of North Koreans. The same goes for how Hamas is using human shields against the Israeli powerful military. So, as powerful as Israel military is, it cannot really do anything to dislodge Hamas from Gaza because Gaza is using
hmm.
human shields.
Wait, are you Jewish?
I don't disclose my
Ethnicity.
Yeah. Yeah.
any personal
Ethnicity.
details. I try to remain anonymous.
I'm asking because I'm Jewish.
I'm fine with Jews. I usually end up arguing with the Nazis online, of which there's many.
Yeah, I argue with them too a lot.
Yeah. So Jack, do you understand? I mean, Jack, you're right, but in the long run, it doesn't
Mm,
make any sense for North Korea to create colonies because these
mm.
colonies are going to you lose your stranglehold on them, and they might come and they might outgrow you and come back and be your enemy. Why do you need
Mm.
that? It's the same as a person. A person doesn't really have a reason to have children because the children might, outgrow him and come back to kill him. So, so every this is the
Yeah.
Oedipus complex.
but but still, because they have a connection with you, they know you, they are basically you. So there's a high chance that they would help you rather than take something away from you.
But not in the long run. In the long run, in the long run, it doesn't make sense. If you knew you would live forever, would you?
If you want to talk about Darwinistic like processes, you cannot just say it's irrational to have children
I mean,
because your notion of rationality is basically Darwinistic pragmatism. So maybe the individual organisms are not the actor here, but genes are. So
yeah, people have children because of a drive. The instinct drives them to have children, but
yeah, that driving is rational in the Darwinistic context, according to you too, by the way.
um,
Mm.
it's borderline. Yeah, it's borderline rational because it's the other, but it's your children. So yeah, it's not clear. The mathematics is not clear about children. Okay, Jack, do you have any?
Anyway, this is boring. How about I tell a story?
No, no, no. Jack, do you understand the theory?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Do you think the theory is correct? Do you think it explains Fermi's paradox? Or do you think
We
it
can
does
I
not?
mean,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is going to happen anyways that if there are resources somewhere out there, then someone randomly moving around would come upon those resources and take advantage of those resources.
I don't
You
understand
get me?
what resources. We have a paradox. Namely, we don't understand. Namely, well, the Fermi's paradox. The way I present it is life was created on Earth as soon as Earth cooled down. Life on Earth is
To be more okay, let me save Jack some time. The Fermi paradox is basically where the fuck is everyone
that's not a paradox.
in the
Hmm.
universe?
I know
Why
that.
is there not
No, that's a,
that
no
the Fermi paradox, even in its best formulation, isn't a paradox in the mathematical sense. It's just called that. I am aware.
no no no
However, it is what it is according to textbook dictionary.
So,
no.
I mean, see, given given the massive amount of time
No, that's not.
that a civilization has,
No, that's the incorrect
see,
presentation of Fermi's paradox. It has nothing to do with time and a lot of time. Nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with the size of the universe. These are all misrepresentations of Fermi's paradox. That's incorrect.
well, Fermi's paradox basically just seeks the answer to where the aliens are. It is nothing more than that, right?
Correct. But now the question is, why would you expect the aliens to be here?
Uh, because people expect that
Because
because
of the wrong
there might be
assumptions.
more planets and there is nothing special about us. We are just another planet floating around.
Which that's actually
So,
true. That's the Copernican principle.
so there might be life on other planets just like us or something
Okay,
different.
yeah. If you
If
assume the Copernican principle that we're not special, then yeah, it's a good presentation. But I have I give it a little bit more strength. So life on Earth is as old as Earth, which is incredible. Because you'd expect
not
to be.
well,
Excuse me.
billion years younger, as
No,
far as I remember,
no,
according to the
no,
science.
no. Maybe multicellular, but the first cells are as old as the Earth's crust. They're as old as Earth. That's the paradox.
That's not what they told me in
Look it up
school.
right now. As far as I know, life on Earth is basically as old as Earth. So this means,
That's
so basically,
no, that's
The
that's wrong.
earliest life forms are like 3.7 billion
and
years
how
old.
old is Earth?
4.5 is the
Yeah.
number they give us.
Okay, so very close. So 3.7, 4.5. Yeah, you're right. So it's about a billion. Fine. So a little bit after. I mean, the question is, when did Earth's crust cool? That's when did Earth became. When was the first time Earth became hospitable to any life? When did it? When did the crust cool enough to host life? That's the question. When did that happen? And as far as I know, when that happened, that's when life emerged. Basically, the next day.
There were a couple of tabs before this and that.
Wait, you're broken up. Please repeat. Rehek? Rehek?
So
There were a couple of important steps between this and that.
What do you mean? The Earth
Between
cooled down?
crust,
mm,
between yeah, between
Be-
crust, quote unquote, cooling and first cells appearing, according to the official narrative.
What do you mean? I'm not saying the first cell appearing. I'm saying our earliest fossil.
Well, we're talking about the appearance of life, so the appearance
yeah.
of life is the
So
first
this
cell
is from
appearing.
NASA's website.
Mhm.
It says
Put the
that
link up.
Earth
Put the link
But
up.
this
Earth
is so
started like
boring. This is so
yeah.
boring. Imagine this.
Jack, put the link in the
Year
chat.
20, year 2345.
No, no, stop. Rehek,
Mars.
Rehek, stop.
Mars Mars colony getting separated
Stop,
from
stop.
Earth due to technical
Rehek,
difficulties.
stop. Rehek. Okay, so
Come on.
Yeah, posted.
wait, what is this? Astrobiology.nasa.gov.
That's
Look,
science
my
talking
question
what it
is,
says.
so as far as I know, the earliest fossil
Yeah.
evidence we have of life is as old as we know, as the Earth crust cooled enough to host that life.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say because, as I said, the first signs of life was found 3.7 billion years old, and in this article it says that Earth gave a more hospitable climate by about 3.8 billion years ago.
Exactly.
So Earth was cooled enough 3.8 billion years ago, and we had first single cellular life 3.7 billion years ago.
No,
So
no, not
mostly
exactly.
the same time.
Not exactly.
Okay, Jack, I like to know. You need to say something racist to me so that
Stop,
we're even.
stop. Rehek, stop. So, Jack, let me rephrase what you said. So, our earliest evidence, our earliest fossil record traces back to about, what is it, 100 million years after the Earth crust cooled? Is it from 3.8 to 3.7? So that's 100
Mm,
million years?
mm,
Can we? Does that even matter to your point?
Wait, Jack,
Like
am I
this
right?
discussion about numbers?
Rehek, stop.
Yeah, the numbers speak this.
Okay, but
Yeah,
this is just our evidence. Anyway, it's close enough. So what you see is this creates a paradox because this is incredible. That means
Oh,
life waited for Earth to cool down in order to sprout. So this means life is abundant all over the universe. This
or
is
rather,
what,
should be.
yeah, based on the discovery that our earliest fossil record of life is as old as Earth's crust. That's incredible. And I think this you need to add this. It's not just the size of the universe and the number of planets and the age, but it's also this fact that life waits for a planet to cool down in order to sprout. So this
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the point basically is, Jack, that life is so abundant in the universe that it is unfathomable that we do not see any signs of intelligent life
no, that's a
at
different.
all.
Yeah, I know that.
No, that's not Fermi's paradox. That's a different paradox. That's not Fermi's paradox. Fermi's paradox doesn't ask why is it so silent out there. That's a different paradox. That's a weak paradox. Fermi's paradox is much stronger. It says we shouldn't need to look up and find aliens. We should not be here. The aliens should have been here. We should not even had a chance to evolve. They should have been here instead of us. They should have colonized this planet. And we should never have evolved here. Why are we even here?
Mm.
Why are we here?
There are
Right.
some theories that say that
No,
humans
no, no.
shouldn't have
That
evolved
doesn't
this
doesn't
fast.
doesn't matter. We have the explanation for the Fermi paradox already. They just all become North Koreas.
Wait, stop.
Got it?
Jack, let Jack speak. Jack, what did you want to say?
Yeah, there are some theories that claim that there were some alien species that tweaked our genetics a little bit, which
No.
resulted our brains to grow
No.
faster.
No, there's no evidence of that. There's no evidence of that. That's nonsensical.
Yeah, but that's why it's a theory. But our brains at a specific time and point in time that it they grow faster than any other species, and we don't have any idea. And it was a really short period,
No.
so we don't have any idea why it happened.
No. Our brains grew just like, apes and chimps, and the Neanderthal's brain is bigger than ours, and Homo sapiens originally had bigger brains than ours. Our brains actually shrunk. No. That's
Yeah.
nonsense.
But now it's more sort of sophisticated.
No, no, our brains are not more sophisticated. We have no evidence of that. No, our brains are smaller.
By the way, did you know that the skulls and thus brains of domestic cats have actually decreased in volume over their time in servitude of mankind? So, if if the a little earlier hominid, such as Neanderthals, had larger brains than we do, what does that say about the existence of aliens, Mr. Slade?
I
Maybe, maybe we are just cats, and we don't know that we are in servitude of anyone. We may be seeing them with our very own eyes, but just like cats, we think that they're like part of the furniture. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, but there's no evidence that there's aliens anywhere near us, around us. There's just no evidence. We looked everywhere. There's nothing.
Cats? But cats also think that.
I don't know what that means. Look, there's no evidence that there's aliens anywhere. Not here, not anywhere. Anyway, so that's my formulation.
Anyway,
So my formulation.
Mars,
No, stop. Stop.
2345.
No, stop.
A Martian colony.
Heck, stop. So my formulation of Fermi's paradox is why, like, where are the aliens? Why are they not here? Why are we here? Anyway, that's Fermi's paradox. So it's a known paradox because it has no answer. No one has given an answer to this paradox. There's many
Mhm.
answers that don't fit, that don't answer the paradox. They're potential answers, but there's loopholes in every answer that has been offered. There's always a loophole that prevents it from answering the paradox. So,
Mm.
in order to answer Fermi's paradox, you have to account for 100% certainty that no alien civilization will ever arise. Because even if one arises, naturally, not only should we see it, but it should spread, and it should be here. It should have been here. So whatever solution you have to be able to explain with 100% statistical certainty why do alien civilizations not evolve. It's like,
Uh, I I have one. I have one right now.
let me just end the sentence. It seems like it's a law of nature. It's so certain, like dropping a hammer that it always falls. That's how certain it is. It looks like every civilization is destroyed. Every civilization is destroyed and leaves no evidence of its existence, and certainly does not spread with 100% certainty. So your theory needs to be one with 100% certain, meaning it has to be a mathematical theory. It can't be
Mhm.
some answer. It has to be a mathematical answer. It has to be, and it has to be. It has to. It has to say. It has to tell the story about the nature of reality. It's a law of nature. Fermi's paradox is a law of nature, and you have to explain why is it a law of nature. Why do aliens
Uh,
not exist? All right, go ahead.
so the the universe started recently. It has a long time to go still. So my theory is there is a civilization that was one of the first. It is now like one of the more powerful ones. Okay, and they have uh, they have dropped us down on this earth. Okay, and we are their experiment, and they are shielding us from
Wait,
any
wait,
contact with
hold on,
any
wait.
outside
Let,
civilizations.
that's multiple theories. Okay, so one explanation, it's a famous explanation, is that we're the first one. We're the first, it's called firstborn. We're the
Yeah,
first.
yeah, I was going to say that.
But that's a problem because our planet is, let's say, about 4 point something, let's say about 4 billion years old. The universe is about 15 billion years old, approximately. Anyway, the universe had,
Maybe we need that.
hold on,
No, he's actually not wrong when he says that our universe is pretty young and has a long way to go.
sure,
We
but
Yeah.
very easily could be
And
yes,
the first
I'll
one.
tell you this, the heavy metals, the heavy elements that there are right now, in order for them to be created, we need pulsars to two pulsars to collide basically.
I
And
thought it
that
happened
only
already.
happens. So we just if you say that the universe created stars very early, even if we had stars very early, it wouldn't equate to having the
Matter.
universe having complex civilizations because we need heavier elements. And in order for the universe to be abundant with heavier elements, we need very complex processes to happen. For example, supernova, two pulsars colliding, uh, and other uh, collisions basically. So our universe is young. These things have happened. We have had a lot of supernovas. We have had different such collisions. So only after that we have sufficient number of amount of heavy elements that now our Earth is abundant with heavy elements, and finally we could have complex life. So that's
That
one
is true.
explanation.
that's
And to um, draw a line under that, Mr. Slave, uh, to make your theory completely like undeniable, we need to wait like 100 billion years old at least, because we may be just the first.
Yeah, or one of the first.
Yeah,
um look, our universe is youngish.
and then you can tell us, I told you so.
Yeah. Look, our universe is about 13 point something, let's say about 14 billion years old. Earth is about 4 billion years old. So we had 10 billion years before Earth. So it's plenty of time. Even a million years is plenty of, even 1,000 years.
Well,
But there's so many.
stellar processes do take a long time. Like Jack said, it's not just about the stars, it's about heavy elements too. And the processes which happen in just, a star, a regular star like ours, is just hydrogen and helium burning. It's at a later stage of their evolution when
Yeah.
the synthesis of more heavy elements from which planets, by the way, planets which can support a technological civilization such as ours can be born. So 14 billion years, it's not very long time when we're talking about such scales and such, you know,
Yeah. The
processes.
the most that star systems like us can make, the heaviest element is iron. But if we need elements that are more complex and heavier than iron, we need to have mm, we need to have like more advanced stars and more advanced processes to happen in our solar system. And for that, you need time. And if we depend on the calculations of how old our universe is, we have just managed to have those heavy elements and make a new planet and a new star system out of that leftover material that we would
Exactly,
have a complex civilization.
exactly. And a funny, well, iron is a very specific element if we're talking about stars, because if we take our star, for example, because as a star burns through its fuel, so to speak, what is happening is synthesis. Hydrogen, one proton atoms are being synthesized into heavier atoms. So when it comes to our star specifically, uh, when it comes to iron, when it runs out of more light elements, uh,
Iron is basically
radical
the last
changes.
element. Iron is
Yes,
the last element that it
exactly.
yeah, that's what I
Radical
said.
changes to the star occur, and how exactly they occur and what they result in depends on the mass of the star.
All right, let me speak just a little bit. So, as far as I know, you could have in the first generation of stars already the creation of all the elements. First generation star, from the creation of the universe, you start with helium. Helium gets fused to hydrogen, and it fuses, it continues fusing elements until you have iron, and then it blows up with a supernova. And just in case you're creating a black hole, right? So you have a supernova, and then I think at the supernova you create all the rest of the elements, including gold and uranium. So first generation stars could have exploded, especially the big ones. The big ones live a very short life. Those are the supernovas, and those are the first black
Yeah.
holes. You could have those in thousands of years from the beginning of the universe, or very short.
How do you know that?
Well, that's the nature of big stars. Big stars live short lives, and big stars blow up in supernovas and create heavy elements. So within,
Yeah, but
But you need
now,
more than
but
supernovas.
no, you don't.
now
Supernova give
numbers
you no,
actually matter for your argument.
no. The supernova, I think, is that's it. You don't have any. You don't have any more processes in nature besides a supernova. The star gives you the basic heavy elements until iron, and the rest you get from the supernova. There's no other natural process to create any other element.
There are
Like what?
like two pulsars colliding. I'm just googling it to get accurate answers.
A
Yeah, but like
pulsar,
two pulsars when they collide,
a pulsar is just a black hole. So two black holes colliding, you can have that a day after two stars explode in supernova, and you have two black holes. And the next day they collide, and you have your two pulsars colliding. So that's 1,000 years after the creation of the universe. You don't need any more.
So true. Anyway,
Why not?
I think
Why not?
maybe we do not
Why not?
maybe
What
we
am I
do not
missing?
continue.
Why not?
No, you're completely
So here,
correct.
here's the link. Here's the link.
Just
It
make a
says
claim, yeah.
the rapid neutron capture, yeah, the rapid neutron capture process needed to build up heavy elements of elements heavier than iron seems to take place primarily in neutron star mergers and not supernova explosions.
You can have a neutron star a
So it,
thousand years after the creation of the universe. Instead of a supernova, you just have a normal explosion into a neutron star. So you don't need a lot of time for that. So the universe is old enough.
here's the link.
The universe is old
Yeah,
enough. You basically have 10 billion years with all the elements that you could ever
yeah,
dream.
but for that, you need two neutron stars to find to come together and to
That's not.
collide.
You can have
And
that
for that to happen,
a thousand years after the creation of the universe. You can have that. So that's not a problem.
um, you you need a specific amount of material to create a
Fine. Look,
neutron star because if you have too much of it, wait. In the early universe, if there was just too much of material, then it would just create black holes. It wouldn't create neutron stars. So you need a specific time period in the universe that there is specific amount of matter
no.
floating
Look,
around that it would just create stars that would produce neutron
look. I'm
stars
telling
and
you
not
that
black holes.
approximately a thousand years after the creation of the universe, you already had these processes beginning. So it's not.
That's true. I was there. I
You
saw it.
don't need. You don't need 10 billion years like we waited until Earth. I said a thousand years. So not a thousand, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, a million, 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. I'm giving you enough time. There's enough. Right now, you look to the sky.
We don't know much about the early universe anyways.
I don't need to go that.
I do.
What do you mean we don't know? I just explained to you that within a thousand years after the beginning of the universe, you already had everything. What do you mean we don't know? What don't you know? I gave you all the
Do
answers.
you have any articles?
I don't. I gave you the argument. Ask me questions. Where am I? What am I wrong about?
I
Jack,
don't think it is
Jack,
true.
I'm sorry, Jack.
What
I
do you
was
mean you don't
there.
think it's
I
true? Make an
actually
argument.
made it happen.
Rehak, stop.
Do you have video evidence, Rehat?
Jack,
Do you
stop.
have video evidence?
Jack, stop. I gave you the
I have notes from that time.
Jack. You need to argue. You cannot make ask for a video from the beginning of the universe.
Yeah.
Make an argument. I gave you the argument. So your the firstborn theory to explain Fermi's paradox just doesn't work. It's nice, but it's very
Mm.
unlikely. It's very unlikely.
So the images, the redshifted images from JWST is breaking our understanding of the model of the early universe that we have every day.
How is that
We don't know about how the early
relevant
universe
to our
was.
discussion?
Because you are talking about that when the universe was a thousand or few years old, a few thousand years old, 4 or 5 thousand, we already had perfect amount of matter to create neutron stars. And I don't believe that.
You don't believe it?
Yeah, because
What's your
to have
argument?
heavier elements,
I
you need neutron stars, and we don't have evidence that stars that would create neutron stars were there just a few thousand when the universe was a few thousand years old.
look. I gave you the argument why you don't need a lot of time after the beginning.
You haven't given proof. You need to give some proof.
That was just a claim, not an
Wait,
argument.
I didn't get Jack. Repeat. I didn't give proof.
You, yeah, you didn't give proof by your claim.
Well, I was there,
Okay,
Jack.
let's
What more do you
okay,
want?
let's go through the steps. So,
You need to give a video from iPhone 15 Pro
uh,
Max.
okay, Jack, you want to
Yeah.
joke, so that's funny. Anyway, you're not the first one to present the firstborn hypothesis, and plenty of people did the similar calculation, and the answer is very unlikely. But also, you look up to the sky, and you see billions of years away, the galaxies look like ours. So, billions of years
Um,
ago, There's galaxies that look like ours, meaning we're surrounded by galaxies that look like ours, from that are billions of years old. So our galaxy is, is one of many, and
So,
even our galaxy has billions, almost about a trillion stars of all different.
That's why I think my explanation is the most correct. That we are an experiment and we are shielded by a bigger civilization
Evidence.
that is the most
There's no
powerful.
evidence.
yeah, I made you. You're welcome.
There's no evidence for that. Now, there's also a mathematical problem with that, because imagine one of the aliens deciding that they don't. This is called the zoo hypothesis. So imagine that the mathematical problem with the zoo hypothesis is you only need one alien to break ranks and to send us a message. So
Maybe the hierarchy there is strong and it is difficult.
you need a
If they are smart,
mathematical.
they wouldn't just
You need a 100% guaranteed phenomenon. There's no alien.
maybe.
Hmm. Maybe what?
No. When you are thinking about it, you are thinking about in terms of how in human civilization one person could topple and like give information about to their enemy about their whole civilization. That is not true. If we are talking about a highly advanced civilization, they could have like they could have multiple safe, you know, false safes. What's the word? They could have multiple
Fail,
redundancies
fail.
that yeah,
Yeah.
fail safes that if just one alien tried to break the entire thing, it wouldn't be possible to do by a single person.
Why would it not be
I
possible?
stopped them.
How do you guarantee it with 100% assurance?
I mean, they are fucking advanced civilization. They might put
You can't. No,
redundancies.
you have a problem with statistics, and but there's no reason why. I mean, first of all, why would they create a zoo? What is their what do they gain from this? And why wouldn't you?
Knowledge, knowledge and experience,
I don't see it.
like how we do stuff, you know.
So there, the
We also play
the
with
entire so the entire
animals.
visible wait, so the entire visible universe is a zoo. That's unfathomable. That's basically there's no look. There's no evidence for this. How would they?
Not the entire visible universe, just like our local solar system or something.
No, but we look up to the stars. We look. w- You're saying that no civilization would have been created anywhere, because if they would have been created, they would have been here already before we were created. So that you can't have that. You have to say the entire visible universe is a zoo. And
No, but
Yeah,
like
it's
they
much more
are.
plausible that the entire visible universe is North Korea. Anyway, year 2345. My Martian colony loses
Rehak,
contact
stop.
with Earth.
Rehak, come on, stop. We're in the middle of a heavy discussion, so let's continue the discussion. Jack has good claims, good arguments. He's trying to break my theory. Let him continue. It's good. I'm enjoying this. It's a good discussion.
But he is so wrong. You're so right. There's no need for discussion.
Thank you, but I'd rather be wrong than right. I'd rather have a discussion that tries to break my theory than, just tell me that I'm right. That's useless for me. I need to be proven wrong, or I need to hear I need to deal with attempts to break my theory. I don't do this every
Mm,
day. Usually most people don't even know what Fermi's paradox is. Anyway, Jack, look, Jack, you'd have to say that the whole visible universe is a zoo.
Get
no,
in,
no,
get in the
not the whole
car,
visible
Jack.
universe,
Get in the
because we
car,
don't
Jack.
have
We're going to
access.
Hyperborea.
Sorry,
Wait, one at a
We,
time.
we don't have access to the whole visible universe.
What do you mean we don't
So
have? It's visible. What do you mean we don't have access? It's visible. What do you? Of course we have. We have access. We
because
see it.
because it might be an illusion, a display of some sorts.
It can't be in. That's what the ancient ones used to think. They used to call it spectacles. They used to think that the Earth is surrounded by these glass spheres, and and that the stars are glued on these glass spheres. And there used to be, I think, seven spheres. The seven spheres, the seven seals. That's what the original, the seal, the word sealing, I think, comes from the seal with a C. So they used to believe we're in a zoo, and it's glass, and the stars are glued, and the sun is glued. So Mars had its
I glued them.
like a what?
I glued the stars. It was me.
Like what?
Sorry, guys.
What? I don't know what he said. I think maybe he's
Yeah.
leaving. Rehak, what did you say? Maybe
The
he's.
stars.
What
The
about that?
stars. The
Yeah.
dome. I glued the stars.
Like what? Loaded stars?
Glued.
Yeah, glued. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like they used to think their theory was that God created the earth and he put a bunch of glass spheres around the earth, and each glass sphere had like heavenly objects glued on the sphere, literally glued on the sphere. So the sun was glued on one of the spheres, and the next sphere had
Yeah, that was
Mars.
me. Sorry.
Excuse me?
Sorry, that was me.
That was you doing what?
I just gluing the stars. I just did my job.
That's funny. Anyway, so your theory, Jack, is that we're in a zoo, but again, that's very difficult because we know the Earth moves and we use our tools, our astronomical tools, including our telescopes, including the JWST. It's everything. The simplest explanation is there is no stars glued on any spheres around us, and we know that the heavens have changed.
Mm.
Like people, like since the time of Ptolemy, he wrote down what the skies look like. We know they moved, and we can explain it because anyway, everything is very well explained. We have a good
Yeah,
theory.
but they have power all over the place wherever we go. So they can stop any weak civilization to come into our civilization,
Look,
basically.
look, we look up to the heavens, and our simplest explanation is what you see is what you get. We tried the explanation of the heavenly seals, and that has problems with it. The simplest explanation,
Mm. That's why I'm updating it.
you're updating it.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're updating it? You're updating what?
So they had gods and everything. I'm saying that we have one of the most powerful civilizations who are protecting us from interference by any other weak civilization.
By space, North Korea, by the way.
Wait, Jack, your audio suddenly became good. Like until now, I could barely understand what you're saying. Suddenly, your audio was perfect. It's like you moved towards the mic.
Yeah, I
That was
moved a
me.
little bit.
You're welcome.
Anyway, Jack, what are you saying?
Mm.
Believe in gods?
I don't know, but like there could be a possibility that there are stronger civilizations that have all the power on us, uh, and they can basically control everything about us.
What do you mean control? What are you being controlled? Am I being
Like,
controlled? What do you mean control? What's your theory?
control things around us, or like have more power than us. Like if they wanted to control us, basically, They could change our surroundings in a way that would make us deliberately to do things. They would compel us to do certain things
So you could say that, okay,
because they have
that's fine.
all power on
That's
us.
fine. That's fine. So that's basically the simulation hypothesis, that either you are inside a computer simulation and the universe is just part of the simulation, or that me and you,
No, no, no,
hold on, or that
no.
me.
Even if we are not in a simulation,
Hmm.
and that alien civilization is with us in this universe, they still have much more power
Hmm.
and control than us on us.
Obviously, if they're
So,
advanced, if they're billions of years advanced, they, of course, they're like gods to us. That's obvious. But how does that answer the
yeah,
question? Why don't we see them?
because they don't want to be seen. They want us to be isolated, and they are studying us
Why don't they
because
want to be seen? Why would they study us? There's trillions like us. Trillions and trillions and trillions like us. What would they gain
because
from all
they
the
are
studying?
they are one of the more powerful ones.
We're so
They are
boring.
one of the more
So
powerful
why
ones
do the other ones not contact us? There's all different levels.
because,
None of them.
because the ones that are the most powerful are shielding us from being contacted.
Why? What's the interest? Why would they even care that we
We are
exist?
an experiment
Why? Why would they care? Who?
Experiment. Wait a second. That's a good question, actually. What experiment? What knowledge are they getting from that experiment?
What?
Uh, maybe they want to see
Haha,
But we
we
already
thought
how a
you.
civilization would grow in this universe. How one of the first civilizations
we already
that had no competition.
we already discussed this.
There are trillions. We're not the first.
We already discussed the zoo hypothesis. This experiment is the zoo hypothesis. So there's problems
Hmm.
with the zoo hypothesis. You'd have to say that the universe is a zoo. The laws of physics.
Not the universe.
Yes, the universe.
So okay, see. If we isolate a bunch of bacteria in a petri dish, and we control every bit of environment that they have, every variable in their environment, with the from the standpoint of that bacteria, everything around them is being controlled. But that doesn't mean that the whole universe is being controlled. It's just that their local environment is being controlled. Okay, you get it now?
Yeah, but when we look to the stars, we don't see any evidence of any civilization. So that
Yeah,
So
so that means
physically,
that means that superior civilization you're thinking of is controlling the whole visible universe. But it's impossible to control the visible
not
universe because of the laws of physics. It's too big. You can't control the visible universe.
maybe. But what if they're invisible, though?
How
The
can they
aliens.
be invisible? And why are they working so hard to hide from us? What's their Why would you hide from
because
us?
we are a
For
precious
their
experiment.
Okay,
yeah,
what's the
for
purpose
the
of this experiment?
cleanliness of the experiment. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know, like ask the aliens.
No, but
Maybe
the
they're a
experiment has
cosmic
to be the
equivalent of
size
like.
of the visible universe. The experiment has to be the size of the visible
Mm.
universe. They have to
But
account.
what if what if most of the universe is invisible?
What do you mean? What's your evidence that?
Like 70% of energy is dark matter, according to science. Maybe all the aliens are made of dark matter.
Yeah, but we know that we exist from normal matter. So why? Because of the Copernican.
It's normal to us. It's normal to us. It may be dark matter for them,
But
or maybe
because of the
light matter.
because of the Copernican principle, there should be many like us. Because of just statistics, because there's so many trillions of stars and planets made out of our type of matter, you should get many, many civilizations.
Yeah, but science does claim that there is another type of matter,
I
and
don't
it
deny
is in
that.
most of the
I
universe.
don't deny we don't know what is dark matter and dark energy. But even
We
assuming
can't extend Copernic. No, no, no. Excuse me. We cannot extend Copernican
I don't need
principle
the
to something
Copernican,
that
I
is
don't
unknown.
need the
What?
Copernican, I don't need the Copernican principle. Just I know
Talk about it.
I know statistics. There is plenty of planets out there, and we know life arose on Earth as soon as Earth allowed for life to arise. That means there must be other lives on other
Bro,
planets.
bro, you a few minutes ago you didn't know that most of the heavy elements it doesn't come from supernova, but more majority of the heavy elements come from two neutron stars colliding. So you don't know a lot about a lot of things now. So
Sure,
maybe you are just wrong and you don't see the
maybe
entire picture
that's fine.
right
Wow.
now.
That's
Uh,
fine. But for
didn't
now,
I?
you have to actually show me what I'm wrong at. Just saying maybe I'm wrong is not an argument. You have to.
I am showing that. We
No,
are
you're
showing
not.
that to you.
No, you're not. You have to
Who's
show.
we? I'm with Emperor Mr. Slave.
Thank you, Rehek.
Yeah,
You
you
are
you are
just
you are a yeah.
That's not helpful. You actually either need to prove me right or prove me wrong. Just saying that you like my profile picture and my voice, that's not really helpful. But it's appreciated. Anyway,
I didn't say that, by the way.
I know, I'm kidding. Anyway, all right.
He ditched
Jack
you. He
Jack
ditched you.
Jack is certainly giving us a run for the money. Jack is asking good questions. So I appreciate Jack's and also Rehek. You both of you you're asking great questions. I've never done this before, so finally somebody's asking me normal questions. Last time
You what do you mean you have never done this before?
last time I tried having this discussion, so it was with this crazy woman, and she kept yelling at me that there are aliens. They built the pyramids, and it was a 3 hour discussion that the aliens built the pyramids. That's it. We didn't get any further than that. I said there's no aliens, and
I
she
mean,
kept saying yes, there's aliens. How do you think the pyramids were built? 3 hours. It's recorded. You can watch it and kill yourself.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you one thing. If I was talking to her, she wouldn't be screaming.
Look, I allow people to scream. I need to let them out. I need to let them get it out. So so I can discuss things with them logically, quietly. But nothing helped. She kept getting more and more upset until she completely blocked me, and we don't talk anymore. She got so upset. She lost her
How
mind.
old did she sound?
I know her.
How
She
old
she
did she
was my
sound?
best friend. It's you can go watch it. It's really it's
No, as
amazing.
in, how, how old do you think she is?
She's famous. She's a big YouTuber. She's like 40,
Old? How old?
around
40.
40 or
Yeah, people in their 40s talk about these things.
I
Yeah.
mean, imagine hate fucking like a crazy alien bitch.
yeah. But
That
there's
would be
many
funny.
people like that. Many, many. Anyway, Jack and Rehab, continue attempting to destroy my theory. This is so much fun. Finally, we're having a normal conversation about my theory.
No, the only one who is being destroyed here is Jack.
No, Jack, Jack is doing very well. Jack asked really good questions.
Thank you.
My
Thank you.
emperor, I am at your what's the word? Um,
Your
n-
your
I
emperor is praising me and he's
I'm praising,
degrading you. So do you
praise,
understand what does that?
praising
I
both of you.
my
Look,
emperor, I await your orders.
Jack, Rehak was listening to me for 2 hours before you came, so I have to, and he was asking very good questions in the beginning. So without him, I wouldn't have this presentation to begin with. Anyway,
Yes, my emperor. Just give me the word, and I will find
Okay.
Jack, and I will, I will fucking,
No,
I will connect
no.
plumbing to his house in
anyway,
India, and he will kill himself.
Jack, are you convinced that we're doomed? Yes or no?
Uh, no.
All right. What? Why do you have?
There is always a possibility that something might something bad might happen, but we could, soon we could have redundancies in the form that we could have our civilization on different planets and different
So
galaxies.
the answer is
So we could have redundancies.
good. Good. So the answer is that's impossible for two reasons. One is logical because of mathematics. That's how I derived my theory. And the second is empirical because
Mm.
we don't see any aliens. That's evidence that my theory is correct and it's hopeless. Either way, there's no alien, so we know it's hopeless. It's a mathematical law of the nature of reality that there cannot be intelligent life in any universe ever, ever, ever. All intelligent life is guaranteed mathematically to be doomed.
My emperor, I have a question.
Go ahead, my my general.
So you said that you used math to derive your theory.
Yes.
Did you use a single mathematical symbol while doing that?
I mean, I didn't.
What?
We could assign mathematical symbols to the mathematical objects. Like in the beginning, we assumed rationality.
All right, my emperor, thank you. I have understood your answer.
Okay. Jack, question. Jack, have you lost all hope, or do you still have hope in humanity or in intelligent life?
I
Which
I
means
still have hope. I believe that humans would have a change in their consciousness. They would be more compassionate and stuff, and we would be working together. And with
that's impossible. If you're
with the
that's impossible. That's impossible. So compassion, whatever, compassion is a
passion, yeah.
violation. Listen to this. It's a violation of rationality. You're not egoistic if you're compassionate. So if like
Yeah,
egoism is
that's what
derived.
I'm saying.
No, it's
Yeah.
impossible. It's impossible. Egoism is derived from
It's,
rationality, which is derived from
mm,
Darwinism. In order to survive, you have to be egoistic. If you're not egoistic, you don't survive. You
mm,
cannot be compassionate. Mathematically, you cannot be compassionate. You cannot. It's a law
what do you
of
mean if
nature. Compassion is virtue signaling.
mm,
That's how this discussion began. Compassion is a virtue signaling
virtue
mechanism.
signal?
Compassion is a lie. If you pretend to be compassionate, you're
Mm,
lying. It's just virtue signaling. It's just part of egoism. That is why we're doomed. Because we're egoistic, we will always
yeah,
be
but some
prey.
people claim that we can destroy our egos.
Then we will destroy ourselves. If you're not egoistic, you cannot exist because you will let the other,
But
right? I will kill myself for the cute puppy if I was really compassionate. I would turn myself into dog food for the dogs if I'm compassionate. I would turn myself into food.
I would kill
Yeah.
myself for you, my emperor. You are like a cute puppy to me.
Thank you, General.
So okay. Here you go. See, right now we don't believe that our happiness is inherent in others, in the happiness of others. So we don't care about happiness of others.
No,
But if we
no,
somehow,
no,
if
that's
we
not true.
expanded our
That's not
consciousness
true.
and
That's not true. That's not true. So I can enjoy seeing you happy. But the point is, I'm happy because I see you happy. It makes me happy to see you happy. But the point is, I want to be happy. If seeing you happy makes me sad, then I will want to see you sad. I don't care that you're happy if it makes me sad. Let's say you were my enemy and I hated
yeah.
you. Then, of course, seeing you happy will
Yeah.
make me sad. But since you're my friend, or as long as you're my friend, seeing you happy makes me happy. But At the end of the day, the only equation is my egoism. The only thing that is important to me is me. You're important to me as a function of me. I don't care about you unless I care about me. If I care about you but not about me, I don't survive. I Darwinistically self exterminate. I self extinguish. I expire. What's the word when
Okay.
like species goes away?
Extinction.
Extinction. I
Then
go extinct.
all of all of cells in multicellular organisms are sure as fuck irrational.
All the cells in a multicellular organism are irrational?
Yes,
No. None of
yes.
them would
They're not
exist.
egoist.
I would
No,
say
they're none of them are egoistic.
no. Look, it's no. So I would I when so I will go to war to defend our lives and I will give up my life for us. That's rational. So it's egoistic for me to
How?
sacrifice. Oh, very good. It's egoistic for me to die for you as long as I know that you will die for me. Then I know that we're strong together against evil. So it's egoistically rational for me to run first towards the enemy's fire because I know that if I run first, you will run even faster and we will run faster and faster and we will destroy the enemy. I know this. Otherwise, I know if I run away, you will shoot me in the back. I know if we run away, the enemy will shoot us in the back. So it doesn't make sense to run away. I know that if I betray you, you will betray me. But in the long run, yes, we will betray each other because the dictator will know more about us and will manipulate us because of the prisoner's dilemma. It's possible to manipulate two criminals against each other as long as you're the police and you keep them separate and you manipulate them. That's why the North Korean dictatorship will arise. And that's how it's going to do it. And that's how it usually arises. And you can read 1984.
Uh,
No,
so,
my emperor, I used to think like you, but then I realized one thing that we live in a society.
society.
Yeah, we
We
live in
do
a
live in a
society.
society, my emperor.
Yeah, but society is unstable. Society naturally must devolve into North Korea. Given enough time, society
So
will
true.
devolve into North Korea, necessarily mathematically, guaranteed.
I mean, I'm gonna prefer North Korea over North America, to be honest.
There you go. There's many ways to prove that we will become North Korea. That's just one of the proofs.
There is no need, my emperor. Everyone understands that is gonna happen.
Well,
Okay, I'll,
if
I'll I'll leave you two guys alone. Maybe I'll be back after a few
No,
minutes.
wait. Year 2345. Martian colony loses contact with Earth.
stop rehack, that's a like science fiction is so I find science fiction so boring because actual science and mathematics are so exciting. Why do you need science
About
fiction?
your concept.
What?
It's literally about your concept.
But why do you need to make up a
Yeah.
story when the mathematics is so it's so complex and so scary and so hopeless and so dark? Why do you need fiction? You don't need fiction. And you see it in
Listen,
Fermi's paradox.
you need to understand like how peculiar your theory is, and it is borderline scary how improbable, how improbable our meeting was, that we had a common ground there. So I think you should be interested in the story.
But it's a story. I honestly,
It
I don't read, I don't watch
has it,
any science fiction. I find it so boring.
but it's a Martian colony, though.
That's even more boring. Mars is the last place to put a colony on. Mars is so useless as a colony. I mean, Elon Musk keep
But it loses contact with Earth, though.
look. It doesn't make. Why would you bury yourself in a gravity well? That's the question. Why not just create a colony in zero gravity using artificial gravity? Why would you
Solar radiation.
dump yourself in a gravity well where it's so expensive to get out of that gravity well? Why would you do that? Even the moon is a
Solar radiation.
you can be in the moon in one of the moon craters. There's plenty of huge moon craters that protect you from radiation, and you can construct 3D using 3D printers. Yeah, there's so many solutions to solar radiation and everything of that sort. It doesn't make any sense. Even the moon is better, and asteroids are better.
And
And
besides, gravity is needed for humans.
so create artificial gravity. Like what do you call Jeff Bezos? What is he working on?
A bit
Ora-
unreliable.
what is he working on?
Well, M- Mars doesn't have stopping gravity because of a technical failure.
Mars doesn't have.
The space station does.
I can't hear you. Mars doesn't have what?
Mars doesn't stop having gravity because of a technical failure. The
Tactical
space
failure?
station does. Technical.
Oh, technical.
Technical.
Yeah, Russians say technical sometimes instead of technical. Yeah. Like it sounds like
Yeah.
you're saying
So
tactical. Like there's the word tactical and there's the word technical. So yeah, Russians mix the ta with the short a with the long a. Anyway, no, but it's fine. I mean, you can't lose gravity because of a technical issue. I mean, artificial gravity is just rotation. So you just rotate your station and you get artificial gravity. Why would and it keeps rotating forever? Why would you even stop rotating? Anyway, so Jeff Bezos. Anyway, it doesn't make any sense to build a colony on Mars. It even makes more sense.
did you mean Jeff Bezos?
What?
Did you mean Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos. Bezos. I think
That's what I said.
no, not
Yeah,
Baz.
Jeff Bezos.
No, not Baz.
Oh, whatever.
Stop
I'm just
mispronouncing
fucking around at this
like
point.
a Russian. Bazos. Anyway, so do you object to my explanation of Fermi's paradox?
I do not object.
You think it's
I
correct?
don't. I don't really care about Fermi paradox.
What? Why not?
Yeah,
You're not. You're
I
not.
wouldn't know enough. We will find. In my opinion, it's too early to talk about it. We will be able to talk about it more with more weight behind our words when we go out there more,
What do you mean?
get more data.
What do you mean? Like, what data do you want? I mean, the only data you need is, I mean, the data that you have is enough to create a paradox. Meaning, no one.
I know about your assumption. I know about your assumptions, like that there should be trillion million habitable words. in our solar system alone, or something like that. But I think these are unsubstantiated, my emperor, with all due respect.
What do you mean it's unsubstantiated? All I'm saying is we know the statistics. We know that there is trillions of stars, and we know that each star has on average at least one planet. And we know that,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that doesn't give us any information, any useful information about how common life is, because we don't know enough about life, how it originates, how it can originate.
I mean,
So I propose we just put off that question after we have conquered the universe.
what do you mean? I mean, we know basically. I mean, we have enough knowledge in order to come up with a general
No, we
theory.
don't. You claim we do, but we don't. And
But
pretty much
me,
no one agrees with you,
let me
my emperor.
present to you my theory of how.
I I have heard all of your theory while we were talking all this time.
No, I didn't present to you my theory of how life first began.
What do you think life is? Like, what defines it? Let's start with that. If you answer wrong, I I'm gonna go to sleep because it's very late here.
What do you mean if I answer wrong? It's just a definition. The purpose of a definition is to have a conversation.
No, but if you give me a definition which I don't agree with, then you are wrong.
A definition, the purpose of a definition is to talk. So a definition is something you agree on together in order to have a conversation.
Yes, and we will only talk upon my definition.
Then fine, then you claim, then you tell me your definition.
No, you first.
What do you mean I? But you already said that if I don't correctly, quote unquote, identify your definition, if I don't guess correctly your definition, then you're going to sleep. I mean, you can go to sleep. I don't want you to not sleep. You should sleep. So we can continue some other time. I'll make you a friend. I'll give you a friend request. 1 second. So accept my friendship and let's be in touch. Go to sleep and we can continue next time talking about how life began and so on.
What is the single defining quality of life?
I again, it's there's no single defining quality of life. There's no
Yes,
single
there is.
defining quality of a chair or a table.
Maybe, but there is of life.
We can agree on it. The definitions are something humans just agree on in order to communicate. It's the definitions.
No, defin no, no.
No,
Definitions are what I give out.
fine.
All my definitions are correct
By
by
definition,
definition.
that's fine. I don't.
Okay, so the single defining qu- the single defining property of life is self-replication, nothing else.
Good. So an iPhone is alive.
iPhone doesn't self-replicate.
What do you mean? What? Okay, give me an example of something that self-replicates.
A cell with a DNA.
So, all right. So, okay. So let's say an amoeba self-replicates. That's what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but a human, you agree, does not self-replicate, right? I cannot self-replicate,
Of course she does.
not alone, right? So a human is not. You need to begin with. You need two humans. So a human.
There are different modes of replication.
Wait a
They
minute.
are of the same species, though.
Okay, okay, but you said life needs to self-replicate to be defined as life. So me alone, by your definition, I'm not alive.
No, there are qualifications because there are different modes of replication. Self-replication doesn't refer to a single organism; it refers to a species.
So an iPhone self, by your definition, an iPhone self-replicates. How is an iPhone different than me?
No,
How is an iPhone different?
iPhone doesn't
So
self-replicate.
how is it?
iPhone is made.
So is a human. What do you mean? What's the difference? What's the
If you leave a
difference
bunch of
between
iPhones lying
what?
on, if you leave a bunch of iPhones lying on the ground, there will not be more of them.
What
If
do
you
you
leave a
mean?
bunch of humans on the
But
ground,
what do you mean? Of course, there's always
what?
more and more iPhones coming into life. You mean they don't have
That's
sex?
why.
You saying they don't have
That's
sex with each other the way humans do? Fine. But you didn't say that you need to have
that's
sex.
why that that's why I said self-replication and not
No,
just replication.
no. You said self. I said that's so I'm not. So me alone, I'm not alive. You said no. Two people. Fine.
I
So
qualified it later.
what?
I qualified it later. Self refers to a species, not a single organism.
So an iPhone is is a species. How is an iPhone different than a human?
Even if I were to accept that an iPhone is a species, it does not self replicate still.
Why not? How is an iPhone different than a human in right? You already agreed that there's no self-replication. I need another human, specifically a female, a very specific. I need a factory. I need a human factory.
We're going in circles.
No, I'm saying the
Yes.
same. Everything.
Jack,
What? Oh,
Jack, you
Jack.
came at the right time.
Oh,
I'm gonna go sleep now.
okay.
No, I'm going.
No,
I
you are
just
no, you are staying because
I'm
I'm going to sleep.
I'm going. I'm going.
Thank you
Well,
for the conversation.
thank you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. Jack, wait. I need to make you a friend. Hold on. Don't go. Okay, Jack. I sent you a friend request.
mm,
So if you need,
can you close the stream?
why do you want me to close the stream? I mean, you want to talk? What do you mean close the stream?
Maybe.
You want to have a personal conversation?
No, it's all right. It's all right.
No, I mean I don't.
So is it like Mr. Slav or is it Mr. Slave? Slave, right?
Slave, yeah, slave. I'm a slave.
Mm. So are you like a student or you're working?
No, I'm an old, very old man.
Old man?
Yeah,
How old? In 30s, 40s, 50s?
very old. Enough to be your grandfather, probably.
Okay, so you are like 20 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Wait, so
So
you need to go? You can stay. I need to know my
I,
timeline.
I can stay here for just a few minutes and
Okay, then let's.
I
Are
won't be
you
here for.
okay? Are you happy with my presentation of the explanation to Fermi's paradox?
Yeah. I mean, are you going to write a paper about this?
No, you can write it.
Mm. So why won't you get ahead and write a paper? Basically, you said that there is no answer for this, but you have it. So I share your answer with the whole humanity.
It's impossible to save humanity. I can't save
Mm.
humanity. All I can do is just inform them that it's hopeless, so they don't waste.
I mean, write a paper about it, go and have debates about it, go write a book about it, have a cult about around it, and people would then start talking about it, like how people talk about flat earthers. And maybe we can, if we talked about it, we could do something about it.
We might be able to delay or hasten the the end. I don't know what's going to happen if we discuss it. If I tell everyone, if I spread my mathematical proof, so this might help a dictator take over, or it might help humanity stave off a dictatorship, like a North Korean dictatorship. So I don't know what would
Mhm.
be the result. Would I gain anything from it? Yeah, possibly, but it's also a lot of work to write a paper. So you're welcome to write the paper. I'll help you write it. You can cite me as a source in this video.
No, no, I won't.
You will not. Then it will be considered plagiarism.
Yeah, yeah, but you have no papers about it.
I don't need a paper. There's a video. This is recorded and it's on YouTube. And I and this is not the first video. There's many videos where I discuss this. So if
Yeah,
you,
I would say that I have been talking about it before, but I just don't have a YouTube video for it.
it doesn't
So
matter.
what then?
If you don't cite me, that's plagiarism.
How? I
That's
would say that this is my original idea.
but you're recorded. Our conversation right now is being recorded.
So I would not do it under my this name. I would do it with a different name and
Your
different.
voice. They would trace back your voice.
No, I would change my voice a little bit.
Uh, your accent.
Anyways, I would ask another person to write the paper, and I would take all the credits and all the money.
You can't because even if you don't cite and you claim you didn't know, then once his her paper will come out, so people will say this is not new. Other
Mm.
people have discussed this, so this is
Yeah.
you don't deserve all the credit. You can deserve credit for rediscovering, but they'll go back to the first person. And
Okay. Okay.
I'm not even the first person. I mean, I've heard other people discuss this idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Okay.
I'm one of those one of the first people to discuss it at such length and such depth with mathematical proof. But I've heard other people, at least two people, come up with this notion.
Uh, okay. Did you talk about anything else?
We started discussing the definition of life and how life began.
So what are the topics that we debate about?
Wait, your audio keeps becoming bad and good. Keeps shifting. So,
What are the topics that you debate about?
no, we just started talking about. I think the definition of life. I think we started discussing what is the definition of life. He said the definition of life is self-replication. So I said, well, then I'm not alive because I cannot self replicate. So he said, of course you can as a species, meaning basically he meant I need a human factory, also known as a fertile female. So that's still the same as the iPhone because if you take the iPhone to a good factory, they'll take it apart, they'll figure it out, and they'll replicate it, and they'll create many iPhones. So the iPhone does not self-replicate, but it replicates if it finds a replicator, a factory. So I can replicate if I find a replicator as a fertile female. So I claim that an iPhone is alive by that definition. What do you think?
Don't know.
Wait, what? I can't hear you. Or you're muffling?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
So, like, are you going to go anywhere after this?
Back to work. I'm in the middle of work. What do you mean after this? After this stream?
Yeah, you- yeah, yeah. Like after this VC.
After this VC, I'm probably gonna put my mic away, close the room, and get back to work.
What do you do?
I'm a brain researcher.
Brain research. Huh?
Yeah,
What do you research about?
the brain. I'm
But
like
like what in brain?
I do theoretical AI.
Mm. Theoretical AI.
Yeah,
How is that related to brain?
I can't understand what you just said. What?
You said you do brain research, then you said you also do theoretical AI. So how they both are connected?
No, it's not also. Brain research is theoretical AI.
Okay. So you what do you research about AI?
I don't research about AI. I'm trying to create an AI that is truly intelligent like the human brain.
Mm. But we haven't been able to do that, you know?
That's why I'm doing my research.
No. Mm. What would you say do you think the AIs have any intelligence?
Of course.
Uh, on IQ terms right now, how high would it be?
Very high. ChatGPT, the latest generation, has very high IQ. And it's
Really? Like it is stupid at times.
yes. I was about to say it has very high IQ in certain fields. In other fields, it's very stupid. Yeah, but it's very intelligent in many fields. If you ask ChatGPT
Like,
for, excuse me,
yeah, go on.
if you ask ChatGPT, like I've had conversations with ChatGPT. I'm like an expert in black hole formation, in quantum gravity. So I've had very deep conversations with ChatGPT about black hole formation, about quantum gravity, and it's it's very nice to have these discussions. Very few people can have these discussions, obviously. So it has very high
Mm,
IQ when it comes to this field. Um, but if you ask it, I think about 1 + 1 = 2. Very quickly, I think I didn't try it, but I think it wouldn't be able to understand the question. Maybe it would be able to quote the answer. I don't think it does. It can understand mathematics yet.
mm, I see.
Like it's less than a little child. Like a 4-year-old understands math better than ChatGPT. But ChatGPT,
Exactly.
excuse me,
Exactly.
exactly like what?
That the IQ of ChatGPT is really low because if it was really IQ in the normal sense, then it would be able to understand things like logic and math, but it
Well,
doesn't.
well, specifically logic and math, it does not understand. But quantum gravity and black hole formation, it does understand.
Uh, I don't think there's something that is understanding all of that.
You're muffled. You're speaking like your hand is on your microphone. So
I don't think there's something that is understanding that.
I could say that.
There's nothing understanding black holes.
Repeat, please. What?
There's nothing that is understanding anything about black holes.
I could say that about you or me, about anything. I mean, that's meaningless to say.
No, no.
I can. You're not going to stop me from saying it about me. I can say that I don't understand what is one plus one. I can make that claim. You can't stop me. So you're just making an assertion. You don't understand.
But you could infer a lot of things with the given logic. You can at least do that.
I don't understand. Explain.
But an AI cannot do that.
I don't understand. Explain, please. What do you mean? I agree that ChatGPT is not good with math and logic. I granted you that, but I'm telling you that it's very good with many, many other fields. I asked you.
Yeah, but it is not understanding. It is not coming up with its own understanding. I think it's just uh, guessing what the next word might be, and because it has scientific data about things, it is guessing the right things.
But it's guessing correctly.
So it has
How,
and it is not even guessing. It has connections with different words and different topics, and it just puts out a random bunch of connections that it has.
if it's random,
That's all. It is not guessing anything.
what do you mean random? I mean, doesn't seem
Like
like.
random, sorry, not random, but whatever it has, the connections it has based on that, it is outputting something.
Why do you think your brain is different?
Because I can connect different things. I can infer some information, some logic through some information.
Okay, so you.
So I can work with that knowledge. But ChatGPT, it just it just like predicts the next word through the combinations that it has. It is just outputting some combinations.
No, these are not just some combinations. They seem to be the same combinations as an advanced theoretical physicist would also put together. It's not just words, it's the same words as a good theoretical physicist would put together.
Because it is trained on that words.
The same as the theoretical physicist. He's also trained on those words.
Maybe. So, are you going to do this again sometime? Because this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Again, your hand is on your mic. You have to stop doing that. It's difficult to understand you.
Are you going to do this again?
Yeah, I do this every night. You can go to my channel, and there's many videos. I do this. I'm trying to do this all the time, like at least once a day, or sometimes twice a day. I try to do.
On this server?
Yeah, I'm usually on. I discovered that this server is the most convenient one. Yesterday, I debated people that hate Jews. That was fun. They ran away, obviously.
Um, okay.
Yeah, go to my channel. You'll see all the videos. If you like my content, you can sign up to be a subscriber.
Okay.
And then every time I.
Okay, maybe I'll go to that channel.
Yeah, it's good content. I watch my videos and I enjoy them. It's good content. Mostly. It's unedited, so sometimes I let people debate and I don't interrupt them. I let them go for a couple of minutes. But most of the time it's me debating people. And it's deep. It usually gets very
Okay.
deep.
Okay, maybe I'll go on your channel now.
Sure. If you subscribe,
Okay.
every time I start streaming, you'll get a notification.
Mhm. Okay, I'll see you then.
Yeah,
Okay?
man. Yeah, thank you very much. You've been very kind.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. So let's end. Let's get out of the room and let's end. Okay, 2.5 hours. That's pretty good. Good stream. I enjoyed it. All right, everybody. See you next time. Bye.